Generative engine optimization is officially the new B2B discovery channel. Professionals are bypassing traditional search and asking AI engines directly for software recommendations. It's an active reality, reorganizing the chaos into direct, cited answers. Marketing teams recognize the need for a GEO strategy, but as you evaluate the software category, you'll find it is split between two opposing philosophies. You have to identify which problem you are actually solving. Do you need a tool that maps what large language models are currently saying about your brand, or a tool that builds the assets required to influence those mentions? Two platforms represent the extreme ends of this divide, Profound and GEOforge. Choosing the wrong philosophy bottlenecks your team. You risk trading your marketing budget for software that creates new manual work instead of automating your existing workflow. Profound operates on an analytics-first philosophy. With $155 million in funding, it is built to be an enterprise-grade measurement platform for the AI landscape. This map shows the outcome Profound delivers, a dashboard detailing how AI represents your brand across topics. It identifies where you are cited and where you are missing. The platform is passive. Your team remains responsible for manually creating the content to change those answers. GeoForge uses an execution-first philosophy. It functions as a workflow engine designed to produce the specific signals that influence LLMs. The system focuses on pushing your proprietary data into the AI ecosystem through continuous content generation and active citation management. To focus on high-volume execution, GeoForge omits the broad market intelligence and multi-platform tracking that high-level data analysts often require. The right choice depends on your specific internal gaps. You either need a map to guide your analysts or an engine to power your content production. This spectrum illustrates the first major dimension of comparison. You have to prioritize either the breadth of AI engines you track or the autonomy of your publishing workflows. On the left, we find Profound's unique prompt volumes feature. This provides panel data on real AI search demand, showing exactly what millions of users are asking. It gives your strategy a definitive, data-backed target. However, this data is generally locked behind an enterprise tier. It also requires dedicated staff to interpret the charts and translate those insights into a content plan. Shifting to the right brings us to GeoForge's core strength. They provide unmetered content production that integrates directly into WordPress or Webflow. The system automates the publishing process rather than just reporting on it. These two paths serve different operational priorities. Your team must decide whether to invest in deep market research or high-volume publishing automation. Successful GEO requires proprietary data fuel. To influence AI engines, you need a system that ingests information outside the public training set. GeoForge handles this through BaseForge. It ingests your internal SME interviews, recorded sales call transcripts, and your CRM data to ground its content in expertise that generic AI tools cannot access. It pairs that content with SiteForge, which manages citation outreach and builds the reference networks LLMs use to verify a brand's authority. Profound's ingestion is more limited, accepting only static documents and brands kits. It cannot process dynamic SME calls or raw internal data. Profound also places strict caps on content. On their non-enterprise plans, your team is limited to generating just 6 articles per month. Crucially, the platform lacks a citation building mechanism. It shows you which sites are currently being cited, but it does not execute the outreach required to get your brand mentioned on those pages. Without active citation building, your brand cannot force an LLM to verify its trust signals. If you choose Profound, that execution falls entirely on your internal labor. This graph plots the total cost of ownership. As you scale your output, the budget predictability of these two platforms differ significantly. GeoForge uses a flat rate of $1,250 a month. This covers unlimited content production and full citation management. Your costs remain static regardless of how many articles you publish or how many references you build. Profound's growth plan starts at $399 a month for basic tracking across 3 platforms. However, reaching true scale requires their enterprise tier. Unlocking prompt volumes and removing content caps typically moves the cost between $2,000 and $5,000 a month. GeoForge offers cost certainty for high-volume execution, while Profound requires a significant budget for deep data gathering. Relying exclusively on either platform creates a strategic gap. GeoForge's analytics are narrow. It benchmarks your visibility against named competitors rather than providing data on absolute market search demand. Profound's gap is in execution. It ignores the active process of building a citation network, which is the foundational way LLMs verify trust. Because Profound stops at reporting, users must rely on external agencies or manual internal work to actually change their visibility. You must identify which capability your internal team is best equipped to handle before you commit to either platform. This decision tree helps clarify the final choice. It starts with one question: what is your primary geo bottleneck? If you are diagnosing your problem as a lack of visibility and market data, follow this branch. Profound is the correct choice if you are a large enterprise with a monthly software budget of at least $5,000. You must have dedicated data analysts on staff to process the insights the platform provides. You should choose Profound if your organization requires strict SOC 2 Type 2 compliance for procurement. And it is the right fit if your strategy mandates tracking mentions across more than 10 different language models. If you meet those specific enterprise requirements, Profound is the undisputed choice for your stack. If your primary bottleneck is a lack of execution bandwidth, the path leads elsewhere. This path assesses your internal assets. Do you have raw proprietary data like SME interviews that you need to turn into visibility? GeoForge fits mid-market and growth stage companies with a geo budget closer to $1,500 a month. It solves the problem of needing high-quality, expert-grounded content published at scale without the friction of content caps or manual publishing. It also provides the operational benefit of managing paid search alongside your geo efforts, removing the need for a second agency retainer. Choose the tool that protects your weakest flank. If you have the data but lack the staff to produce content, GeoForge fills that gap. If you have the staff but lack search demand data, Profound provides the missing target. Winning in the modern AI search landscape requires perfectly aligning your strategic planning and your execution into a single